Mike, thanks. Our nation wakes up today with fresh wounds and a lot of fear. You know, it's been just 3 days since the unthinkable happened. 26 innocent lives were lost in a mass shooting in Connecticut. We may always struggle to truly reconcile how the gunman, 20-year-old Adam Lanza, could do such a thing. Still, on this third day, we send our children to school for the first time since the tragedy, and they're missing a huge piece of that special innocence that is meant just for children. So, if you're afraid or if you're worried for your child this morning, then we hope that our guest can help you prepare for the day. This is child trauma specialist Dr. Kathleen Payne joining us this morning to answer some important questions. We appreciate it. So we've talked already about the kids, you know, depending on the age, how is the best way to handle this. Today, as they head out the door, what is the one most important thing that we should do no matter what their age is?
Remind them that they're safe and remind them that they're loved.
That's simple.
That simple.
Okay.
And then let the rest be guided by how they are handling the morning.
And what if they're not handling it so great, though, doctor? What if they just don't want to go to school?
That's when you can do some more reassurances, perhaps leave them a note in their bag, letting them know that they're safe. Give them something that they could take with them of a reminder of their safety, perhaps a picture of their family or some sort of special object for them, and encourage them though to go to school. You don't want them to stay home, but then also give the school a heads up. Make sure the teacher knows what's going on and be there to offer assistance if needed.
It's interesting. Get them to go though. That's the important thing. Because
yes.
Just jump into this, right?
They need to get back to a sense of normalcy and to a sense of routine, because that will help them to feel safe.
All right, let's talk about some of the older kids, because, you know, especially in light of what happened in our own home, you know, our own backyard with Chardon, we've been telling our older kids, you've got to watch and listen for everything. You have to be aware. If you hear about anything that makes you feel strange, you need to report it to. This is a huge responsibility because they are still just kids.
Right. And they're not responsible for being the police, but they are asked to be more vigilant. And things in the past that maybe they've heard Johnny say something off the cuff that they would have just said, oh, that's just Johnny being foolish. There's a time then maybe to let a teacher know about something.
Okay. All right. And as we wrap up, I wish we had more time. I could ask you on and on. But, you know, if they don't want to talk, is that okay?
Monitor it for a few days. They may not want to talk about it. They may be thinking it through. But if you notice that they're doing things like withdrawing or being more clingy and not having problems concentrating, then do some probing and try to get them to talk some more about it.
All right. Well, Dr. Payne, thank you. I know you've got a couple of kiddos at home yourself, and we like to go to the professionals and say, what would you do with your own kids?
My kids are going on the bus.
All right. Good advice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mike, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Macy. Thank you.
Now, we want to talk about how parents are worried sending their kids to school this morning, and here's what a child psychologist told us about that.
Perhaps leave them a note in their bag, letting them know that they're safe. Give them something that they could take with them of a reminder of their safety, perhaps a picture of their family or some sort of special object for them, and encourage them though to go to school. You don't want them to stay home.
And that was Dr. Kathleen Payne, a child psychologist locally. She talked about how parents need to have the conversation with kids about the Connecticut school shooting. She says if you don't have it with your kids, someone else will. Back to you.